And,
I've never skied in my life.
It's kind of fun. I've done it like twice.
It's not fun.
Seems gay.
Snowboarding is hard as shit.
Both of them are
dude.
hard. All
I want a
sports
tube,
are
baby.
difficult. Yeah, tubes are all right.
Have you
Tubes
surfed?
where you just sit there. No, I'll never surf. I'll
Surfing is
absolutely
amazing.
never surf.
No, what about when we're LA guys? We should all get
First of all,
surfing.
we're not going to be LA guys. We're going to be Tampa guys. We set
That's right.
that.
I forgot.
Tampa is the new Hollywood, baby.
What money?
Everybody knows that
Come Town
shit,
Studios, dude.
Yeah,
We
we're
should
gonna
open
be,
Come
we're gonna
Town
be piece of
Studios.
shit failed Florida comics. They're just like there's rumors about how we sexually assaulted some waitresses.
You know who was a Tampa
We
comic?
can prove it.
You know who's a Tampa comic? Dan Whitney.
Yeah.
He was Tampa before he found that character that shot him into stardom.
Yeah, that's not surprising at all. I don't know why I'm supposed to be surprised that Larry the Cable Guy is from Tampa.
He's from Tampa.
He's from Nebraska, but I think he came up in Tampa.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Did you see that video of him breaking that guy's arm?
No.
That shit is badass.
And the fucking arm wrestling?
Yeah, somebody challenges Larry the Cable Guy to an arm wrestling match. He's like, get a good grasp on the table there. And then he just snaps the dude's fucking arm out.
Yeah,
He's
so Larry the
strong
Cable
as
Guy's
shit.
badass.
Yeah, he's cool.
He's strong as
He's
hell.
cool now. I
Yeah.
used to not like him because I thought he was weak.
Oh, yeah, that's the official Come Town position. Larry the Cable Guy is cool now.
Yep. All right. That's fine.
I gotta take a shit.
I gotta take a shit too. We should all shit at the same time.
I already shit. I shit a nice fat.
Is it time to do a quick break?
Should we? I guess we should take a break. We
How
can.
much time have we been doing?
We've done I don't know, like 11 minutes since the last break. No, wait, hold on. We've done 30 minutes since the last break.
All right.
The first one. We'll take another break and then we'll come back for another 15, 20.
All right.
Perfect.
Okay, we're back and we had a little bit of a technical hang up. I'm glad I caught it early, but
Yep.
accidentally deleted the last half of this podcast.
Wait, the whole half?
No, just
Oh,
that.
Jesus Christ.
that-
After this break.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully that worked out fine. I don't know why that did that, but we're going to start over. And we just had a serious conversation for a minute.
It was actually a really good conversation,
Yeah, it was.
I think.
We were talking about that, the world peace cancellation and all the hubbub surrounding it.
Mm-hmm.
And should we just rehash?
It feels bad to read. I mean, we can try real quick.
Let's try. I mean, okay.
Basically, what the point we arrived at is it's sort of a shame that all that's happening because they are very funny and that show was an original idea and well executed.
Yes.
And if it hadn't have been for shit outside of the show that happened, it wouldn't have been canceled. It's not the substance of the show itself, I don't think.
Right.
It's all the shit that goes on around it.
Well, it's also like you can blame that show, but it's also like the fucking executives of Adult Swim. If it was just a balanced network, you can have different, whatever.
But
if they're
it's
good
all
shows,
men.
yeah, they got fucked because of that. It's like, well, Adult Swim should be representing more. It's kind of fucking ridiculous that there's no women directors and no show creators on that network, especially when it's like this network where it's like, oh, we're trying weird, we're like doing a bunch of weird shit. It's like, it can't all be fucking white dudes. And this is the one that's like, actually kind of, they're very original, they have their own fucking thing, and they get fucked because of, because the network
Sam's
is just...
Twitter.
Yeah, because well, it's not Sam's, but the network did come under fire prior to that because of what is Lazo's comments
Right.
Yeah.
about how
Can't women in the writers room,
Yeah,
or whatever,
women in
which
the
is
writers' room
fucked.
are
You can't. That's
yeah,
fucking
right.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
You can't say that. I mean, you can say whatever the fuck you want. You can
but
hold
you
those
shouldn't
opinions,
if you're fucking
if you're in a
running
position where
network.
you're employing people. Yeah.
Yeah, that shouldn't be
If
your
you're
opinion.
part of a corporate entity.
I just get so frustrated watching or reading reviews of the show or coverage where they're like, "Wow, this show was extremely racist," and people have like a almost like a moral amnesia where they forget that like there. In no way, shape, or form was World Peace more offensive than Mad TV was.
Right? Yes.
In no way.
Miss Swan.
Miss Swan,
Are you fucking kidding me?
every sketch, Miss Swan is so much more
that's
racist.
what I'm saying.
And the
anything
fucking Iranian truck driver. Hello.
Yeah.
You fucking kidding me?
the depressed Persian tow truck man.
Yeah,
I love that sketch.
Yeah,
It's
the
a great
biggest-
sketch.
The biggest hits on that show: Miss Swan, offensive stereotype of a Chinese
Stewie,
woman.
the retarded kid.
Stewart, a
Yeah.
retarded kid. Well, the best thing about Miss Swan wasn't they had Bobby Lee on the show. He didn't play Miss Swan. They didn't have an Asian person play Miss Swan. They had a Jewish woman play Miss Swan, and then Bobby Lee played an offensive woman character. He played Connie Chung or Baby sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, we're also saying that like
Mad TV is also, I think that was like the genesis of the Miatas are gay joke,
Oh,
which was
really?
featured heavily in $1 Million Stream Show.
yeah,
They had that gay Miata.
That's an old school joke. That's a joke that I remember from my youth. Yeah.
Yeah, and
yeah.
I think that came from Mad TV.
Interesting. Wow.
Mad TV had a sketch where a black guy gets pulled over, and the cop's like, "Let me see your license." He's like, "Why? Am I doing something wrong?" He's like, "You got a taillight out." He's like, "No, I don't." And then he's like, "You fit the description." He's like, "What description?" And he starts roughing him up, and the black guy pulls out like a Snickers bar, but it says Sniggers.
Jesus
And it's like,
Christ.
"Not going anywhere for a while, grab a Sniggers."
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. That's just the end.
Yeah, it's with the
with
one.
an S.
Yeah, and the only way they work that in there is like, oh yeah, but it's about police brutality or whatever.
Jesus
and I
Christ.
mean, if you had those sketches on now, another thing is like those are funny. I don't have a problem with those sketches.
But
you know?
on
But
Fox,
if you did that now,
Yeah.
people would fucking be up.
That's
in
the
arms
point. Is
about
like,
it.
could South Park could they get a show right now? Like now they have sort of tenure
Yeah.
at Comedy Central.
No, they couldn't because they're
but
libertarians.
they're kind of alt right, maybe even.
Nah, they're libertarians.
They're libertarians. Yeah.
But I mean, the way they criticize all the Caitlyn Jenner shit, but also South Park, those guys are much smarter than both
Sam.
Mad TV and $1 Million Extreme.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
But we're also talking about how Tim and Eric, like they're like well respected Adult Swim show, and literally they've like made a lot of money off of exploiting mentally handicapped people.
Right. Or just handicapped, ill, just fucking old people that think they're gonna be famous. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's funny. I don't think that we should censor it or whatever.
Yeah.
But it definitely is exploitive.
it's just difficult. I mean, because I guess my personal approach to comedy has always been that comedy should sort of be, nihilistic and
You're an
classic to an extent.
Nick is an aesthete. Like you purely respect the product, right?
Yeah, that's only because I'm a failed comedian. If someone had offered me, $1 million to be in some shitty movie 2 years in, I'm sure I wouldn't give a shit at all.
I would
And
do
I'd
that
be one of those
today.
people. It's because I've been doing comedy for 11 years and I've got nothing to show for it.
Yeah. Well,
It's
Come
very
Town.
easy to be a critic when you have nothing to criticize.
Well, that's the advantage of our show is that we're not we're on the fringes, guys.
yeah,
we're underground.
yeah. Well, that's not going to last long. I mean, and that's the thing is like, people point at the like I had someone say to me yesterday, it's like, oh well, you're lucky that you fund your own show and stuff, and but people could get your shit kicked off iTunes. There's plenty of ways they can fund it,
right.
if they want to.
It's gonna happen this year.
but
Yeah,
but
it'll probably, if the show gets more popular, I'm sure there's going to be negative attention towards the show.
there's definitely gonna be that's what I was thinking while I was reading the Hollywood Reporter interview with Sam Hyde, because he was talking about his fans going at the Adult Swim executives, his fans going at Tim Heidecker and shit. It's like, okay, so if there's like a fucking negative Come Town article, there's definitely gonna be some dudes that listen to the show that are gonna like go nuts at like whoever wrote it,
Yeah.
whichever like hack journalist needs to find their next thing to be mad about.
Mm-hmm.